With the NFL draft a little over a month away, I thought it would be the appropriate time to drop my final wide receiver rankings. But first, of course, we'll start with the 5 honorable mentions that just barely missed the cut. First, we have Jalen Polk. Polk is a good athlete with good short area burst and an extensive route tree under his belt. He'll be a solid complementary receiver at the NFL level with the chance to develop into more. Next, we have Malachi Corley. Malachi Corley is a runaway freight train with the ball in his hands. To be quite honest with you, out of every receiver in this draft class, Corley is the one that gives me Deebo Samuel vibes. Next, we have Malik Washington. Malik Washington has some of the best contact balance I've ever seen, effortlessly busting through tackles despite being only 5'8". I think Washington will be a household name after his rookie season. Next, we have Xavier Worthy. It killed me to take Xavier Worthy out of the top 10, but this class is just completely loaded. Worthy legitimately possesses record-breaking speed, and if you're worried about his ability to take a hit at the next level, well, he might just be able to run past everyone and avoid it. And finally, we have Ricky Pearsall. Pearsall plays the game with that "I'm better than you" mentality, and I absolutely love it. Pearsall just missed my top 10, but he's a fantastic all-around receiver with real alignment versatile appeal. Kicking off the top 10 at number 10, we have Keon Coleman. While I must admit, Coleman has slid down my rankings because of his paltry 4.6 140-yard dash, there's still no denying his incredible natural athleticism and downfield playmaking. Coleman is able to effortlessly high point the ball down the field and has an alpha mentality in contested catch situations. Coleman isn't going to be a natural separator by any means, but he will win with size, effort, and physicality. He is not the prototypical 6'3" plus bust boundary wide receiver we've grown accustomed to seeing in every single draft class. At number 9, I have Roman Wilson. I like to say that Roman Wilson is the exact type of receiver I would love on my favorite football team. Wilson is competitive, tough, plays with a high motor, and is an excellent blocker for the position. Wilson is the type of hardworking, gritty receiver that every team looks for. That's not to say that he's a slouch as an athlete. Quite the contrary, in fact. Wilson projects primarily as a slot receiver at the next level that will force opposing defenders to respect him with his combination of short area explosiveness, twitch, route running ability, and long speed. Wilson is going to be a chain mover with the big playability at the NFL level. At number 8, I have Xavier Legette. Legette only has 1 season of production under his belt, and he's a little bit of an older prospect, as he will be 23 by the time he's drafted. But Legette has an ultra blend of speed, size, body control, and big play ability. Don't let the production fool you. Legette could be one of the best from this class right away. He has seen his draft stock fall just a bit over the past couple of months, but I still believe Legette is a top 50 prospect that could be a team's primary target by the end of the football season. At number 7, I have Troy Franklin. Franklin has the vertical separation ability, size, and open field explosiveness to afford a strong foundation for the NFL. I love how he's on the same page working to space with the quarterback, illustrating his football IQ that you have to think will only further be amplified as he matures. The maturation of his body and ability to fill out his frame will ultimately decide how lofty Franklin's ceiling will be as a playmaker, as 176 pounds is not ideal, but also isn't a complete deal breaker. At number 6 and just missing out on the top 5, I have Lad McConkey. Lad McConkey has some of the most translatable intangibles and game film of most of the wide receiving prospects in the entire 2024 class. While his 4.39 speed doesn't necessarily show up on tape, McConkey takes pleasure in terrifying opposing defenders with his seamlessly ending release package off the line of scrimmage. McConkey has tremendous footwork and short area quickness, and he's a real threat in the open field as well. McConkey isn't going to be a prototypical X wide receiver in the NFL, but being as alignment versatile as he is, McConkey will be a problem for the entire defense. Kicking off my top 5, I have Adonai Mitchell. Mitchell has everything you are looking for in a boundary receiver at the NFL level. He has size, speed, physicality, and an incredible catch radius with knowledge and understanding of sideline spatial awareness. Mitchell had a fantastic season as the Texas Longhorns' #1 option in the passing game, and you have to think that we're only scratching the surface of his potential as he spent the first 2 years at Georgia in a run-oriented attack. Mitchell is just another player whose best football is way out ahead of him. At number 4, I have Brian Thomas Jr. Thomas's physical gifts are comically good. He is blessed with the kind of raw tools you typically only see with a user-created player in Madden. He's big, he's fast, he's explosive, and he possesses good long speed. And he applies those traits extremely well with his ability to track the football vertically down the field. With pro-level coaching to help him develop his route tree, Thomas will be an ultimate weapon for any quarterback at the NFL level. Kicking off my top 3, we have Romo Odunn. We have now entered the 1A, the 1B, and the 1C category of the video, because depending on what you value in a receiver, you can make a legitimate argument for any of these 3 guys being your #1 receiver. I really believe Odunn would be wide receiver 1 in a few recent past draft classes. Odunn is a silky smooth vertical route runner who has some of the best ball tracking ability and hands I've seen in quite some time. We've seen some tremendous growth from Odunn since his redshirt freshman season, which begs the question, just how high is Odunn's ceiling? Time will tell, but I think we are looking at a true #1 wide receiver at the NFL level right away. At number 2, I have Malik Neighbors. Neighbors has an incredible blend of ball skills, body control, and run after the catch ability that would be a welcomed addition to just about any offense in the NFL. He's not the biggest, nor the strongest, but he's a fluid player who delivers big plays in chunks, and has showcased great versatility. Neighbors is also surprisingly good in contested catch situations. He is a home run play threat on every single catch, and Neighbors possesses all the intangibles you are looking for in an alpha #1 wide receiver. And at number 1, to absolutely nobody's surprise, we have Marvin Harrison Jr. The recent articles, videos, and reports that Marvin Harrison Jr. might not be the overall best wide receiver in the class are purely satirical, in my humble opinion. I will say, I do think the gap is closer than we think. But what can I honestly say right now that hasn't already been said about Maserati Marv? I genuinely can't find a flaw in his game. He does everything you want from a potential generational player. The only question that looms large is, can he live up to those lofty, sky-high expectations?